What is up with it? We are here for the grand finals of the World Championship. We just saw a super exciting match between Lucci and Anel last round for the third place. Third place being very important because it determines who gets that all-important third place prize card. But this one being even more important, determining who gets the first place prize card, which last year sold for 7 figures. There's reports that it was 1 point something million. There's reports that it was upwards of 3 million. So this is going to be an extremely important match, to say the least. We have Luchi versus Shanks, a matchup that honestly I think no one really expected to be in the finals. Going into this, we expected a lot of Doflamingo. We expected a lot of BY. All of us here in NA are very sad that there's not a BY sitting at this table, as all of our representatives basically went with that deck and they did not show up. They actually all lost to this Lucci player. Lucci versus BY historically being a matchup thought to be nearly unwinnable for Lucci, but this Lucci en route to the finals beat 3 BYs. 3. In 5 rounds, which is just crazy. So I'm not exactly sure who won the dice roll, but they did both mulligan. And we have Shanks going first, so I imagine he won the dice roll. I have chat with me. We are live streaming this. Shout outs to everyone who came through. Winning the die roll definitely can be really important here. We have no 5-drop ace in the Shanks hand, which can be really important to play on curve. Just as something that the Lucci can't remove on 6. I imagine we're going to swing 6 here as the Lucci mill 2 and play the Brook. That way, if our opponent plays a 5-drop next turn, we'll have the extra reduction so that we can Kaku whatever they play. Also, playing Kaku is pretty interesting. We just saw the third place match. I believe Joshua was also playing Kaku. So Kaku really showing up in the World Finals. I have to imagine we're going to play a Yasop on the board here. I'm not really sure what the argument for anything else would be. Maybe we could play the Marco just because it's a little bit stickier. It won't get to pop anything, but it would be a little bit more difficult to remove. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and counter out with a Suru here. Unfortunately, there were no CP cards in his hand. But we did draw a Spandam, so we shouldn't have too many issues being able to remove this Yasop. We'll have 2 CP cards in our trash pretty easily. We have a Khalifa and a Spandam in there. I imagine we'll go ahead and play this Spandam. Doesn't really make sense to attach any Dawn to Brook. Let's just fill our trash a little bit more. Ooh, and the whiff. We are getting some important things in our trash there with the Rebecca. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Kaku, returning the Spandam and the Khalifa to the bottom of the deck. Lucci winning would mean back-to-back black winning worlds. Broken color. This is very true. Broken color for sure. Chat has voted 54% that Shanks is going to win this final, though. And it's just gone down to 52%. Just like that. Okay, so we are on 7. I don't believe there's a Beckman in our hand. Also, not any big drops. Some funny lore about this Shanks player. When asked by, I believe, one of the European representatives, or actually maybe it was one of the NA representatives, why did he bring Shanks? He said, I don't know, it's a bad deck, but it's easy, just play Shanks on 10. So Some funny lore there for you. Okay, Shanks is losing win percentage by the second, according to our chat. I will say Lucci is definitely feeling pretty good here. We have a guaranteed remove on this Yasop without really losing anything, right? The Tempest Kick is going to replace itself. The Rebecca is going to grab the Brook. We get to swing at the Shanks a couple times. We're going to fill our trash, like a very, very strong position for the Luchi here. We mill a Moria and a Kaido, which we're obviously not ecstatic about, but we have so many things going for us, I think we'll be okay. I think Shanks opting to take this life for no reason other than he is hoping to find some cards. He doesn't have anything going for him right here. You know, he doesn't have a dragon, a Rayleigh, any 10 cost Shanks. He's really not finding the pieces that he needs, I don't think. I will say the fact that he's running the Marco, the Rayleigh, and the Yasop kind of tells me he's probably not running the 5 cost Shank or 5 cost Ace. Which the Ace has fallen out of favor a fair bit, I will say. And I have to imagine he was not really expecting to play much Lucci at all. So I could see a world where maybe we're a little bit more comfortable cutting that card. We're going to go ahead and reduce this Yasop with the Tempest Kick. I think we drew a Helmeppo off of it. And we're going to go ahead and Rebecca Brook. Okay. So I think Shanks is pretty cooked game one. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why the win percentage in chat just went up to 53%. We're going to need to I think we are in a tough spot. I mean, we have to play Marco here, I think. Literally, I think there's nothing else that we could even imagine doing. We have to play Marco. We have to pop the Rebecca. You almost want to swing at the Brook, but that feels awful. You could maybe swing 7 at Brook. 8 is a really weird number to swing, I would say. I don't really think the Lucci player could have afforded to attach 2 Dawn. Maybe he could have. He's on 10. I was going to say attach 2 Dawn to Brook to play around the whatever it's called, the Red Hawk. It is currently 2 a.m. So if I make any mistakes or anything, I apologize, but we'll try and keep it going as best as we can. We're going to go ahead and swing 6 minus the Marco. We milled a Sabo and a Spandine, which you definitely are not thrilled to see the Spandine milled if you are the Shanks. We're going to pretty easily be able to remove this Marco. Our opponent can bring it back and probably will choose to bring it back with the Marco effect, would be my guess. Gonna swing 6. Okay. Gonna go ahead and Tempest Kick. Honestly, not a huge fan of this Tempest Kick. We have a Suru in our grave. I think this Tempest Kick could really help us later. Oh my goodness. We don't even have a Spandem in there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is bad. Yeah, we wasted the Tempest Kick for no reason. We could have just brought out the Suru and reduced the Marco, right? Or no, never mind. We don't have Helmeppo in there. So never mind. We did need to use the Tempest Kick. My apologies. Because there's no Lucci in there. If we had either Helmeppo or Lucci Engrave, we would not have had to use the Tempest Kick, but we had to. Where are these Shanks hands when I face him at locals? So true. Okay, so we did bring back the Marco by pitching the Red Hawk. Seems pretty reasonable to me. Shanks having no board, no good cards in hand, and less life than the Luchi. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say this Shanks player is unbelievably cooked. There is just no path to victory here. To be completely honest with you, there is no path to victory here. I'm guessing his plan is to play 5-drop Rayleigh on this next thing. So we're going to go ahead and 2K, and then he's going to swing 6 at Brook. We're going to let it die, and then he's going to play 5-drop Rayleigh, draw 2, trash 1. And now he like really has to start drawing some bombs, which I don't think he did. I mean, he drew Rayleigh, which is not even necessarily the one you want to draw. He is going to keep the Red Hawk, I believe, for next turn, / also to keep these Rayleighs alive. Or not these Rayleighs, these Marcos, rather. We have run out of Morias. So far, we've only been able to successfully play one. Chat saying Shanks not going game 2 is hard coping. I agree that Shanks has almost no chance of winning this game. However, they're playing for potentially 7 figures, and the games are all timed individually. So there's no benefit to go next game. You just keep playing. Hopefully your opponent like shows you either some information about how they play or their deck list. Or, you know, maybe 1 in a million games you find a way to win. So it's not even 1 in a million. It's just pretty unlikely you win this, but it's possible. I mean, when your opponent starts with Helmeppo here, this is one of the ways that you start feeling like you have a chance. Okay, we're going to go ahead and KO this Rayleigh. We're going to swing 6 at face, and then 6 at face, and then 9 at face, I would imagine. I'm just really trying to put this Shanks player on a clock. I imagine we're going to 2K take. Yep. Because we can't really afford to go down to 0. That would be a little ambitious. Yep. Shanks player is definitely not having the time of his life here. I think this is for sure just a swing face angle. Almost regardless of the Shanks' hand, putting him to 1 is like pretty scary. It means that even if he does play something like a 10 cost Shanks, he's still on a crazy clock, right? So what should the Shanks player realistically be trying to go for here? Maybe a 5 at life. Maybe you just play the Shanks down, and you just go 5 at Kaku. If they counter, that's fine. You just swing at it again. If they don't counter, that's fine. Then you start swinging at life. And then you swing the Shanks into probably the Jack. You probably have to swing into the Jack. Otherwise, you have to assume that it's too easy for him to remove your Shanks. Gameplay aside, cool looking dog. Thank you so much. No, he's going for the Rayleigh instead. Okay, interesting, interesting. Really mulling this over. In my mind, I don't know. I feel like you're probably cooked either way. I was thinking maybe you have to like Shanks this turn and Rayleigh next turn, but we're just like so low on cards that was never working anyways. Not reducing the jack seems super weird to me. I feel like if there's anything we'd want to remove, it would be the jack, no? I'm not exactly sure why we... Okay, so now we're reducing the jack. Okay. So it's 6 into 5 twice? Or it's 6 into 5 and then 7 into 5? And the funny thing is if the Lucci player was able to successfully counter out of this, which he can't, he only has 3 cards in hand. If he was, and he was able... Also, this play, way better than what I was going to do. Way better than what I was going to do. But I didn't really think about the building snake. Wait. You're telling me there's a chance for the Shanks player? Actually, unironically, there's a chance. Unironically, there's a chance. Holy shizite, he's the GOAT if he wins this game. Actually, really cool line from the Shanks. Okay. Because why wouldn't we just top deck Moria, right? Why would we not just top deck Moria? That's so funny. That's so funny that we top decked Moria. Holy shizai. We don't have any way to remove the Rayleigh, which means we don't actually technically have any way to remove anything. I mean, we could remove the Rayleigh with the Kaido. I do kind of like the idea of going 6, playing Kaido. Oh wow, really? We're gonna put the Gecko sideways. I'm a little surprised. Oh, he's faking the 2K. He's faking the 2K. Oh my god, he has to take this and then his opponent is gonna jam everything, I think. He's just faking. He's just like, maybe if I act like I have counter in hand and I act like I'm trying to bait him to do it. Yeah, and then he decided that's just not, it's never gonna work. Okay, so yeah, I think he's just gonna play the Kaido here. Oh, he's playing the 3-drop Kobe. Not something you see too frequently in many lists. Okay. So still a little bit of acting here. The funny thing is, Luchi unironically could die next turn. Unironically, he could die next turn. I think he has... If he decides to pitch the Rebecca instead of the Gecko, and then his life is bricks, he unironically could die. Okay, never mind. He's just playing the Gecko here. Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? You don't even have a way to remove this, I don't think. So not electing to go for the... not electing to go for the Kaido here. There are technically worlds where we could die. I think it would require our opponent drawing specific things, which they did not do. So what are our best numbers here? Our opponent has 1 card in hand. I think it's 6. I think we're supposed to play. Oh, is it 2 in hand? Oh, because it's Kaido. Yeah, because he has 2 in hand. Kaido, Rebecca. You're right. So I think you just have to pray that one of them is a brick. So if we go, I don't think we can ever start with a 7 here. I'm for sure that we can never start with a 7 here. Oh. We are trying to live a turn. I mean, okay, wait. We have double Red Hawk. We have double Red Hawk, so maybe we could live a turn. I'm not entirely convinced that's true. I'm like absolutely convinced that's not true. Okay, I kind of hope we get to see the Lucci's life, because there was actually a path to victory here, depending on what the Lucci's life is. We could like we could have Beckmaned. We have 3 Dawn left. We go 6. They take. They're at 3. Never mind. I was capping. There was no path to victory. We had to not go for game because they're at 4. Four pass with 3 Dawn up. Word. We're dead. Yeah, we're absolutely dead. What did he swing here? I think he swung 6, maybe. I think he swung 6. I feel like I would have started 7. Yeah, you're right. 7 Beard would have been better than Beckman. I didn't even see the 7 Beard. I don't exactly know what we're doing here. I feel like the Shanks player is genuinely trolling like crazy. I mean, he's just trying to do some theater, I guess. Try and convince him to not go for it, but like, bro, I'm swinging 18 here. If you got the triple rad beam, like, God bless you, you know? Because it had to be exactly triple rad beam. Like, God bless you if you have it. You deserve this win. Okay, the Luchi player not letting him get to his own head yet. He's like, I still like he looked like he was telling himself like I could have played that better. Shanks obviously feeling like his deck completely failed him there. I understand what you're saying, where you're saying he didn't counter a 6 last turn, putting him on still no 2k, but like the leader effect makes it so he only needs a 1k, right? So I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think it actually matters if he swings 6 or 7 there. I think I would have swung 7 though, because in the event that the opponent does have 3 rad beams in hand and no 2Ks, I think like if his hand is like 1K rad beam, rad beam, rad beam, it's better for you if you swing 7 there, because one of the 7 demands a rad beam where the 6 does not. And I think the only way you could lose there is if your opponent had triple rad beam, right? Because we swung 18, so that brings us 9, 13, 17. Never mind, bro. We were never losing a triple rad beam. Never mind. 6 was perfectly reasonable, actually. What was Shanks even... What was he even trying to bait then? What was he even trying to feint? Like, triple red beam still doesn't even save you. Just go next, brother. If Shanks sees top end earlier, they probably run that game over given the lack of ice ages. Yeah, I think so too. He got extremely unlucky, I think. When will bans be announced? Right after this. This is the final. Game 2. Game 2, baby. The sickening part about the bans is they're going to announce them, and we're still not even going to know for sure when they hit the West. What's your prediction for what's getting hit? Doflamingo and Moria. Dude needs the Wi-Fi hockey. I don't really know what that means. So Shanks, I have to imagine, is going first, and we have a Marco and a Beckman and a Red Hawk. I feel like that seems fairly decently reasonable. I could be wrong. Going second as the Lucci. I feel like we could potentially throw this away. I feel like I would be perfectly fine with trying again. I think we could potentially do better, but Tempest Kick, Rebecca, you're never mad seeing those cards? You have a 2K? I don't know. I feel like I would try again, but I'm not familiar enough with this matchup in particular to know for sure. All right, not exactly sure what we've got going on here. All right, panning over to the Shanks. Definitely not feeling good if you're down 0-1. The Lucci player just has this expression like he has his entire life on his shoulders. He knows this is the most important moment of his life so far, and you can just feel that weight, I feel like, in all of his expressions. Shanks, on the other hand, looking very thoughtful, but also not thrilled. I really hope that there's a pop-off. I don't think there will be, to be honest, but I would love to see a pop-off. I still don't really know what the Luchi player's shirt says, to be honest. I keep trying to read it. I don't know what it says. We're just going to put down the Luchi. So I think he did keep. I think both players kept. I imagine this is a Marco moment. Feels like a pretty easy and reasonable Marco moment to me. Good mythical morning is what his shirt says. I don't know. I don't really understand, but I'm sure it means something to him. Gonna go ahead and swing 6, minusing the Marco. For whatever reason, they're refusing to show us the Lucci hand, unless I just missed it. Gonna go ahead and swing 6 again. We're gonna go ahead and take this. Already going down to 3. Lucci playing mostly on curve, so we're not too worried about taking, too much damage too quickly the same way we are versus, say, a Doflamingo. Just playing a Kako and passing. Okay, this feels like Shanks' game to win. We have successfully found our curve. And, the Lucci players literally just played 6K vanillas so far. So it feels like we have a good chance to win this game. I have to imagine a lot of the time we're just going to swing 5 life at here, swing 6 at life here, and then play Beckman. I could certainly be mistaken, though. I definitely feel like we're going to want to counter this one and then maybe take the 6. Okay. I feel like we should always expect the next swing to be a 6. Our opponent's on 7 Dawn. I guess it's technically possible they could play down a Whitebeard and then swing 7. That's technically possible. But we're willing to take the risk. We're going to take the hit. They're going to swing 6 and we'll counter this one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and trash the Kaku. Ooh, this is tough. I'm tired. I gotta keep it a buck with y'all. I hope Lucci wins this game. I'm ready for the ban list. I feel like most of the time, 99% of the time, I'm hyped for a game 3. And if it does happen, I'll still be hyped for sure. I'll be pumped. I'll be ready to go. But it's 2:13 a.m. and I am very, very tired. I appreciate all y'all rocking with me, getting excited, getting ready for the ban list, watching these finals. Luchi now a 59% favorite in the poll. Big dog. Okay, so we are on 8 Dawn. Our hand is not great. Oh, we're staying woke. Don't even worry about it. Kind of a story of opposites between these two players. Like, game 1, Lucci kind of found everything, and Shanks kind of found not really exactly what he's looking for. Game 2, kind of the exact opposite. Yeah, these Lucci Dons are cool. I don't even know what they are. Kind of funny that the Shanks player is playing with the Lucci Don. So gonna go ahead and swing 6 at life and leader effect, minusing the Marco. He has already milled 2 Morias, which is not gonna help his chances of climbing back in this game, I don't think. Okay, so he took. Very interesting. So now we're just going to swing 8. We're going to say, hey, look, I'm not finding the pieces that I need to win this game. So my only win condition is trying to find a way to kill you. I'm going to abandon my regular plans. I'm going to play this Sabo. Unless you have another Beckman, this Sabo is not going to be removed. We were able to find a Moria. Which could maybe help us crawl back in this game. We do have full combo Moria combo in the graveyard currently. And I do believe we still have a Tempest Kick in our hand to pair with it. So potentially some good stuff happening here for the Lucci. We do have the Beckman though. A second Beckman has hit the table. I just have to imagine a Beckman is hitting the table here. We're on 10 Dawn. We can go ahead and go 777 Beckman. Seems pretty good to me. Seems actually really, really strong to me. Maybe we go 667 Beckman. Leave up 2 Dawn. Never mind, we're on 9 Dawn. So we could go Beckman 567 seems pretty reasonable to me. Leave up 2 Dawn for the Red Hawk. Not trying to go to 0 here if we can prevent it. We are thinking about it though. Maybe we can go to 0 because even if we go to 0, we will have infinite cards in hand and can play a blocker while still having the Dawn for the Red Hawk. Knowing that if we have blocker plus Red Hawk, we cannot die in most situations because it takes too much Dawn to get through the blocker for Luchi. It will take a minimum of 4 Dawn, which would require an Ice Age plus a Brook, leaving the Luchi only with an 11 swing. Oh, playing the Rayleigh. I'm not sure I understand the vision. I'm not sure I understand the vision. Truthfully. This Shanks player is better than I am. He's 1.5 games away from being a world champion. Of course he's better than I am. Wow. Yeah, I do think the Shanks won the die roll to win the match. Wow. I would love to know why the Shanks player did this. He cannot KO the Sabo, but he can trash it. Beckman trashes. They are playing 09 format, the current Western format. Okay. Taking 1 damage, countering the other 2. Will we elect to respond with a Moria here? I have to imagine the answer is yes. We run into an issue here. Never mind, there is no active Dawn. I was going to say we run into an issue where the Red Hawk could most certainly... Oh my god, we drew a second Tempest Kick. Oh my goodness. Wait. Never mind, it doesn't change the math on anything. The only thing it does is it allows us to take a counter event out of our opponent's hand. Is that even true? Yes, it is. We'll be able to take a counter event out of our opponent's hand by reducing and popping the Marco if we have a Helmeppo engrave, which we do. So we can pop both the Marco and the Rayleigh, allowing us to clear the Rayleigh and either clear the Marco or take a counter event out of our opponent's hand. The Luchi is at 2 life. Asking how many cards are in hand. I think he's really deliberating if this second Tempest Kick is worth it or if he has to swing 6 this turn. I see merit in both. Swinging 6 guarantees you get a card out of hand, which, if you're the Luchi player, you do feel like you have to kill next turn. And realistically, a lot of the time, you're not going to get to remove the Marco anyways. Yeah, I think this is the right play. I think this is the right play. I think you swing 6, you mill 2, of course. You minus the Rayleigh, of course. You Moria, and you set up for lethal next turn. He's going to leader 1k. We're going to go ahead and Moria, which will allow us to full Gecko combo here. We're going to be able to remove the Rayleigh. And we're going to be able to have potentially 5 swings next turn. This game is not over. The Shanks player does have a lot of cards in hand, though. And the Luchi is all but out of gas. Okay. The Shanks player. Deeply considering his plays here. I do wonder if the Beckman last turn could have been a little bit better. We would have lost an extra card out of our hand as the Luchi would have gotten a swing 6, so we would have had to use a 2K. But we would have been able to remove the Sabo. And I do think removing the Sabo is maybe worth giving up the 2K. The Sabo body, both being a protector, as well as also helping to present lethal. I have to imagine that we're going to drop a Rayleigh here. I wouldn't be surprised to see us minus both Lucci's pop the Rebecca. I think that's very within the realm of possibilities. I have to imagine we're Rayleigh in here. No. We have decided that we have to kill the Lucci soon, and we are going to be the aggressors here. I imagine he's done the math and he has decided that he will be able to live next turn. Either he'll be able to live next turn or the Lucci will never be crazy enough to go for it. But using this Rayleigh as purely a minuser and not KOing, not dealing with any sort of board, is not something I was expecting. Blocking with the Sabo here, deciding that, look, we are happy to stay at 2 life here. I don't really understand why we blocked with a Sabo necessarily. I don't think we're ever going to be able to survive this next turn unless we draw Moria off the Tempest Kick, which it feels like we should be going for game here. I'm not exactly sure why we elected to block with the Sabo. Maybe he swung at board. Maybe he swung at the Lucci and I missed it rather than the leader. That must be the case. We're going to go ahead and swing 6. We're going to go ahead and give him a 2K. I think the Shanks is going to win this game. I don't know what numbers are going to get us there. We're going to go 6. I don't think these are the numbers. Hey, what up, Toast? Yeah, surely. Surely we are not getting there. We are going to have to Tempest Kick into Rebecca here for any chance. The best we could do here is 10-11, which is never getting through into this number of cards in hand, especially with 2 Dawn active. Our opponent has shown a propensity to bluff with the Dawn up, swinging 6 at life again. He could not take this. He doesn't have enough counter, I don't think. At this point, we're forced to Tempest Kick and pray for the best Rebecca of our life. Tempest Kick is the only possible play here. Hina's not going to get it done. Hina's not going to get it done. And because the Kaido rips a card from our own hand, we will be math lethal tier, I believe. All our opponent has to do is swing 7 with Marco, and then 9 with Beckman, and then 12 with leader. Play around any potential finger pistol. Yep, very simple math here. He's just double checking, potentially 7 figures on the line. And we're going to game 3. Wow. I'm still not 100% sure that the Rayleigh was the correct play. Surely someone in chat or in the comments in the future will be able to tell me why the Rayleigh was definitively better than the Beckman, if that's the case. Luchi does want to go first, I believe. Being able to be the deck that relieves the pressure a little bit. One less swing. Seems pretty important in this matchup. As well as having the 1 extra Dawn as the Lucci for your Tempest Kicks, your Ice Ages. Yeah, the Rayleigh over the Beckman on 9. I think we must have to pop also Marco with Moria. I kind of understand where you're coming from, Cobras, but I kind of think we were in a position where we had to kill the following turn. So I actually like swinging 6 there instead of the 5 and then popping the Marco. Then give me your 2 life or give me your Sambo Gambit. I think it just stalled 2 potential swings by playing the Rayleigh, and then playing it again really helped a lot. The thing is, yes, the Rayleigh stalled 2 swings, but if you play the Beckman, you remove the Sabo, which is removing 1 swing permanently, and then the Lucci was only ever going to swing 6 that turn anyways. So it just takes 1 2k out of your hand, which is not a big deal. First for Shanks means you have bigger turns with Snake Rayleigh as well, but not sure if putting them on second is much better for Lucci. You're not killing him with all the cards he has in hand. He is killing you. That's it. Okay, but like, Cobras, what was his other win condition? Like, I understand that Shanks had infinite cards in hand, but like, there are some times where Shanks just has infinite bricks in hand, right? Like, I don't think killing the Marco there, like, most of the time it's just going to revive itself. And like, then it's going to be even harder for you to kill. And like, then you have no win condition. Like, I think he had a very small chance of winning regardless of what he did, but I think he has a slightly better chance of winning trying to go aggressive and killing the opponent. Stream is lagging for me. Is it lagging for anyone else? He didn't predict the Rebecca and was going to play Beckman the following turn. Okay, so both players mulliganing. Shanks going second this time. I don't think this is exactly the hand you're looking for as Shanks. A bit choppy, but good now. Okay. This is a perfectly reasonable Lucci hand, especially going first. We have the Brook on 3. We have the Sabo on 5. Absolutely no notes. Assuming that the Lucci is going first. All right. Luchi at 57% to win. Chat has really switched up. This is 09 format. The final game of grand finals. Dennis, if top 8 was all Western players, I would say yes. But since none of the West made top 8, the answer is no. Let's go, baby. Oh, okay. So actually, Lucci preferring second. Interesting. I'm a little surprised by this. I was under the impression both players preferred first. So I'm not really sure who won the die roll. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take this first swing. I imagine we're going to swing 6 and play the Brook here. We're going to mill a Kaku and a Suru. Great mills to start off. Those are the sorts of cards you want to see milled here. You do not dice roll every game in best of 3. The loser of each game chooses. So Luchi got to pick this one because he lost the last game. We're going to go ahead and play the Yasop. I'm not sure why the screen is showing Marco. And then we'll go ahead and swing 6. We're going to have to counter this as the Luchi. And the Shanks will pass. We'll go ahead and draw as the Luchi here. I imagine a lot of the time we're going to be trying to remove this Yasop. The question is, what are we willing to commit? Are we willing to commit the Ice Age? I think we're going to commit the Ice Age. No, we're not. We're going to go ahead and add the Luchi to hand. Rebecca. Oh, we have the Hina engrave. I missed that. That's incredible. That's incredible here. And we'll just pass. Phenomenal. Great, strong play from the Luchi. Whenever you're able to go Brooke, Hina, Rebecca, early in the game, you're in a dominating position almost regardless of what deck you're playing versus. Even versus BY, this can be a phenomenal six Dawn play, right? If they play a Fist Luffy on 5, even this can be very strong versus any deck in the entire game. I was saying all of the last round that I would have loved for Joshua to be on Hina. I think Hina as a one of in Luchi is just very, very strong. And this Luchi player absolutely proving me correct. I will say, I don't think we've seen any Nightmare Luffys from his list. Looks like his only like quote unquote BY tech has been a Kaido. I wish we could have seen him play versus BY as he has beaten 3 BYs in this tournament. The score is currently 1-1. Chat is saying it's over. Luchi has won. I'm not sure I'm that convinced, but he is certainly in a favorable position. Oh my goodness. There's no way. There's no way we're getting hit with the real life lag. We're back. We're so cooked. I think it's actually happening to everyone. It's not us, it's Bandai. Okay. Surely we're back. It's not us. Oh my god. Wait. This is crazy. This is crazy. We're so cooked. We're so cooked. Let's just watch. Let's just watch chat. Cue up the sim. Cue up the sim is a crazy comment, bro. Cue up the sim is a crazy comment. Oh my goodness. I don't think we're back. I think we're about to lag, yeah. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, the refresh is not working. This is not on my side. Wow. This is going to be unedited in the video, by the way. I guess I could pause the record. All right, we're back. We're back. My bad. Really not my bad. That was Bandai's fault. Snowy Frog, good call out. Mellow, it literally wasn't on our side. It was 100% on Bandai's side because everyone in chat was going crazy. He played Beckman past. Okay, so we removed Beckman, and then he played another Beckman, is what we missed. Okay. It looks like we're missing a removal here. Can't quite get a good look at the hand. We still have 5 Dawn remaining. If we have an Ice Age, we can still remove this Beckman. Ice Age plus like some sort of removal. Ice Age, yep. What do we have? Oh, with the Rebecca. You know, sometimes it's yours for the taking. Sometimes it's just your day. It's hard for me to imagine the Shanks player having too much of a chance coming back from this. But we saw what he was able to do game one. Game one, he was in a very difficult position and he still found a way to make it competitive. We could still certainly see that here. Luchi doesn't have top end, but then again, neither does Shanks. I don't even know what you begin to trash here. I lean towards a Red Hawk, but we're going to choose a 2K. Just going to swing 6 at Brook. We're going to block. We're going to keep up Dawn. The Shanks is drawing really awful. What is in the Lucci's hand? I believe we have a Tempest Kick, which will pair very well with this Brook, allowing us to remove this Rayleigh almost for free. I'd love to see a swing 7 to start, not allowing our opponent a free block. Excuse me. The Lucci knowing he's so close. I feel like starting with a 7 here feels pretty good. But maybe wanting to disguise his turn a little bit more. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. He's a sicko. He's a sicko. I actually love this play. I actually love this play. He's actually a sicko. Oh, my goodness. This is the world champion diff. This is the world champion diff. Oh my goodness. World champ diff. This is actually world champ diff right here. And we're actually taking hits that there's no reason for us to take just because we're trying to find stuff, I think. I think we're actually just taking hits because we're like, we're going to have to take them anyway. Wow. This is absolutely the world champ diff. Attaching all the Dawn to Rebecca to play around the Red Hawk is actually... He's a psycho. He's so good. And we drew Moria for next turn. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Luchi wins Worlds. Holy shizay. Sokka and Sokka's little cousin. Back-to-back Worlds. Shanks with actually 15 cards in hand, none of which are playable. 15 cards in hand, none of which are playable is actually crazy work. The question is he a sicko enough to swing the Rebecca? Oh my god, he is. He's so him. Wow. Wow. I have to imagine. What do we even want to draw here? Rayleigh, I imagine. I don't think Marco's saving us. The Marco will get to pop the Rebecca. And we can swing 6 into the Brook and still have 4 Dawn up. But we are cooked. We are absolutely cooked. Yep, we're going to swing 6 at Brook. Lucci will, of course, let it die, having almost no cards in hand. We will play the Marco, and then we'll leave up 4 Dawn. 3 Dawn? Oh, only going to leave up 3 Dawn. Okay. We're gonna Building Snake the Sabo, deciding, look, he's not going to be able to play around the Red Hawk 2 turns in a row, surely. I'm getting this Rebecca for free. Really, actually a great play from the Shanks. Heads up play. I almost wonder if we would ever consider dropping the Kaido here instead. Okay, we're going to swing 6. Shanks, I imagine, will 2K. Okay, we are just going to Moria. Seems very reasonable to me. Red Hawk will get to remove this Rebecca. Unfortunately, our opponent is still going to be at 4 life, and we're still not really going to have anything on board. Unfortunately, Shanks' dream run is coming to a close, I believe. And surely this Gecko Moria card will be on the ban list in about 15 minutes. Maybe less. It's 2:47 a.m. here. And I appreciate you all rocking with me. Will he choose to revive the Marco? He will. I expect we will see no pop-off from the Luchi, and I expect to be disappointed. What am I playing for this next set? Depends on this ban list. And even after we see the ban list, I still won't know. There will be plenty of testing to be done. Unless the ban list doesn't hit Dofi. Then There will be no testing that needs to be done. I'll just queue up Dofi again. Luchi did a little pop off for being first in Swiss. Oh, did he? I feel like Lucci is going to cry. Bro, I would be sobbing. I wouldn't even be crying. I would be sobbing. They'd have to call an ambulance, bro. Passing with 6 Dawn active on your like 18 Dawn turn. Actually insane. Surely there's no world we ever play around Red Hawk by putting it on the Spandine. Okay, what is in the Lucci's hand? We do have a Tempest Kick with a Brook. I imagine a lot of our plans will involve that. Swing 6 of life. He's going to concede. Not going to make him play it out. Oh, let's go, baby. The pop off. That makes me really happy, actually. I'm actually really happy for him. That actually makes me really happy. That's actually so awesome. Wow. Luchi wins Worlds. How many people thought that was going to happen? Wow. New world champ diff. East has won 2 years in a row. The West was exposed once again. Last year, at least we were able to say, hey, we didn't win, but 2 out of the top 3 were Western players. This year, only 1 out of the 3. No one in the finals. Only 2 out of the top 8 were Western players. Both in Europe, not even NA. Thank you all so much for watching. Everyone who watched this probably like hour-long YouTube video or however long this finals took. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.